Today we are going to revisit Immich, our self-hosted photo hub. A lot has changed since the last video, and the latest release now needs 2 separate datasets in TrueNAS, opposed from the 7 that it used to be before. But this involves no third-party clouds, AI-powered search, full resolution backups, right from your phone. This is an amazing piece of software, and if you guys are ready, we're going to dive in right now. So why is there a redo video at all? The reason is that Immich used to have 7 data sets. It used to be uploads, thumbs, all kinds of other stuff. And we realize now that from the Immich team itself, we were wearing down our hard drives because every time that a photo was uploaded, it was basically being written twice to 2 different data sets to do the same thing, and it was just burning through hard drives. It was not a good idea, and they told IX Systems and TrueNAS about this, and TrueNAS responded, and the community catalog was updated to drop down to just 2 data sets, uploads and Postgres. And this is really important because it makes things faster and snappier. We're not wearing through hard drives, and we're not doing redundant writes for a single picture upload. So if you followed the earlier tutorial, you probably had the 7 data sets installed. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk through a fresh install, and I'm going to show you how to migrate your old Immich install to the new dataset configuration at the end of this video. For those of you who have never seen Immich before, this is the demo site, demo.immich.app, and it shows you exactly what the app is capable of doing, and it's pretty amazing. This is the timeline search. You can see here I can click and drag this timeline, and there's a lot of sample photos that are probably stock photography that's updated here, but look, I can come back all the way down to 2002. I can grab my timeline. I can search for random things in here. That'll just show you some tags that are possibly added to these files. So it's really, really powerful to be able to do just a direct search. I can come back here, back to the timeline, and be able to find anything I'm really looking for. Let's go ahead and create the data sets we're going to need in TrueNAS in order to install Immich from the Apps Catalog. So you'll see here I have my tank pool and I have a configs data set already. I'm going to add a data set here, and I'm going to call it Immich. Like that. I'm going to want to go ahead and use the apps preset just like this and hit save. And then under Immich, I'm going to create 2 more data sets. My first one is going to be called uploads, just like that. Again, the apps preset. I'm going to hit save here. I'm going to return to my pool list, and then I'm going to create one more under Immich, and I'm going to call this one DB, and this is going to be for the Postgres database. I'm going to leave the data set here as generic because we're going to overwrite this when we install via the app catalog. So let's go ahead and hit save. Turn the pool list. Just like that. Let's jump over to the Apps tab, and I'm going to go ahead and search directly for Immich in my Discover Apps Catalog. Like that. You'll see I have one version installed already. That's the old version. I'm going to show you guys that later. I'm going to install another instance, and I'm just going to call it Immich 2. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to need to pick a couple things right here. First thing you want to do is if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, you're going to want to make sure you have machine learning enabled no matter what, but you're going to want to go ahead and select the CUDA image. The CUDA image has got all the drivers needed to take advantage of your NVIDIA graphics card. This is just a test box for me. I don't have that, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it as default, but if you have NVIDIA, go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and set some insecure passwords for this. You guys are going to set some secure passwords. That's what I recommend here. So I am not going to go ahead and change anything else here. I'm going to leave all that the same. I'm going to scroll down, and it's going to go ahead and publish my port on the external access. That's fine. 30041 is going to work for me. I'm going to come down here to the storage configuration now and make some changes. So now what I want to do is I want to go to the host path. I want to change the mount here, tank, configs, and I'm going to go down to Immich, and I'm going to go to uploads. So that's the first one I'm going to use. I'm not going to touch the machine learning cache because that's fine right on the disk. I am going to want to change the Postgres. I'm going to change that again to tank, configs, and I'm going to come down here to Immich, and I'm going to do this to database. And always remember, every time you're using Postgres, to click the automatic permissions checkbox. Everything else here is fine. I'm going to go ahead and click install. Okay, so after I hit install, we can see here that the second instance of Immich I installed is now running. So when I click this, I have a web UI button right here, and I can go ahead and get started. And this is pretty simple. You guys are just going to enter your email and password, and then once you're in, you're in. For those of you who like to use Dockge or Docker Compose straight up instead of the TrueNAS Apps Catalog, we can do that through Dockge as well. We can go ahead and create a new stack here called Immich. And we can go over to the wiki, and you'll see here, there's 3 tabs for installation versus TrueNAS. The second is Docker Compose. The third is the Docker Compose with the NVIDIA GPU, and this uses the CUDA image to make sure you can take advantage of the NVIDIA GPU you may have. So we went ahead and just grab the Docker and Compose, because in this case, I don't have a GPU attached to my test instance. I'm going to go ahead and paste all that here. We're going to have to make a couple adjustments to that depending on what your setup looks like. There are two volume mounts we're going to need to change here. First is the one for the Immich server. In this case, this is the uploads directory. I have mine at mount tank configs Immich upload, so that's actually correct for me, but maybe your pool's at name tank. Maybe you did your configs directory a little bit different. Change yours on the left side of this colon to match where you want your uploads to go. And then, of course, down here in the bottom, this is the Postgres database right here. And here's the volume mount, in my case, mount tank configs Immich DB. Again, if you called yours something different, go ahead and change it to something different. There's just a little bit of environment variables we're going to need here, so let's keep scrolling down. And I'm just going to grab these environment variables just as they are like that. I'm not going to touch anything or anything else in this file. And there we go, just like that. So once this is done, I can go ahead and click deploy, and it's going to launch no problem at all. Now, for those of you who have had the previous install of Immich, I can show you what that looks like right now. In the previous install of Immich, for example, when I go to edit this, you'll see here there is quite a few amount of directories. So come all the way down to the storage configuration. You'll see here it used to be library, which is uploads. Library, then uploads, and that was one of the problems right there that was causing the double write. The thumbs database, the profile storage, the video storage, the backup storage, the learning cache, which is the machine learning, and then the Postgres database. So that was all the volume mounting you used to have to do before. So in the event you're upgrading from the old layout, you want to use rsync to copy your library and uploads into the new datasets. And basically, you want to combine everything that's not in the Postgres data storage database dataset into your new file, your upload storage. So you want to use rsync to do that. And if you've never done it before, we've already done a video on rsync here at Servers at Home. Go back and rewatch that video and then use the rsync command to put everything into the new uploads directory you're going to have to make. And once you've done that, if you're migrating, you're going to want to come out over here to the new version of Immich, for example, and you're going to, after you've done the migration, you're going to want to come down here to your storage configuration, and you're going to want to uncheck the use old storage configuration. So yours will probably be checked if yours was already installed the last time you did an Immich update. Your checkbox will look like that, and you can see here it'll show you all the old libraries. When you're done migrating after you use rsync, you're going to want to uncheck that and make sure it's pointed towards the right location. Immich keeps getting better, and TrueNAS makes upgrading painless whether you live in apps or in dockge. It's no big deal. Both of these methods will give you a beautiful install of Immich that is going to be a better replacement for Google, in my opinion, and allows you to do all your own stuff in your own NAS without having to worry about offloading your photos anywhere. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss the next video. Please share this with your friends, let everybody know. If anyone's still stuck in Google Photos, this is a way, way better alternative. So thank you guys so much for doing this. If you want to thank me personally, please buy me a coffee.